Can you learn English by yourself? Is it possible to learn English at home? Why can't you improve despite the fact that you're doing everything you can? Are you doing everything you can? Dude, do I need an English teacher or can I learn it by myself? Yes, you can. But also no. Oh, what the f? The answer to this question is both a yes and a no. Don't worry, I will explain in detail, but before we get to the lesson, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's kind to ring the bell too, you know? It has a nice chime to it. You can see a lot of videos that say how to learn English by yourself, learning English on your own, no teacher needed. Personally, I am someone who learned English on my own. So if you're asking me if you can learn English by yourself, the answer is technically yes. But there has to be a big but in it. But it's a slower and more painful process, and for some it might be less fruitful. I am saying less fruitful because you won't have someone to guide you. So if you learn something the wrong way, let's say a grammar structure, pronunciation of a word, or even the meaning of that said word, that mistake may stick to you. Maybe up until you find yourself in an awkward situation. Have you seen our TikToks? My friend Gamze and I are recreating those awkward situations. They're funny and educational, so go check them out after this video, of course. Wait for now. Trying to fix a mistake that has already been settled is harder than learning something correctly from scratch. Now, how did I learn? I just mentioned that I am one of those people who learned English on their own. It took me about 3 months. I was 12 years old. From scratch, that's how I learned. 0 to hero, baby. That's what I did. So I can't say I was super alone in my journey because I had my teachers at school, you know? Plot twist. English was my worst subject. Not even math? Not even math, bro. Not even math. How did you become a teacher? Well, you see, my mom helped me one day. I had a vocabulary quiz the next day and she made me sit down and study for it like a proper student. How dare she does that to me? But my result was incredible. I felt so good. I mean, we're talking about straight up Fs to straight up Bs. Out of 100, I was getting 17. 7. That's it, baby. That's what I was getting. As you can imagine, I felt so good. However, my overall performance was still poor because I was way behind my classmates. Specifically when it came to grammar, I knew almost nothing. Nothing. I was like Jon Snow. I knew nothing. It was spring semester and we were a month away from summer break, so there was no point in studying grammar for me. Instead, my strategy was to go for vocabulary, so I did that. If you want to learn by yourself, this is what I recommend you do too. Start by building your vocabulary and learn daily phrases and expressions. I suggest you go visit our website. Click on the link to visit our website and check out our vocabulary list. You can start building your vocabulary by using that list. During the summer break, all I did was binge watch teenage drama series. So I was watching stuff like The Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf. They were my biggest go-to. I would repeat after lines. I would try to memorize vocabulary, learn new sentence structures, new expressions. You get the point. I was doing it non-stop. With me being a teen who was capable of sitting in front of a laptop all day, all night, eating chips. and only leaving my soft comfort zone for basic human needs like going to the toilet, I was able to improve super fast. Yes, although not advanced, I was able to speak, write, and understand English by the end of the summer. But I was way younger. My brain was younger and I had little to no responsibilities. I still think it was unhealthy for me and not suitable for most adults. That is why, if you follow this route, it will probably take you longer to learn. Not to mention, when I returned to school, I realized that my skills were the highest among my classmates, but my grades were still not that good because I didn't learn English from a teacher. I learned by myself, and native speakers are not that careful with grammar in their daily lives. Think about yourself. Are you super careful with grammar when you speak in your native language? No, I am not. And I am a teacher, for God's sake. If you can't tell already, I suggest you have a teacher to study with. You can check out our website and have one-on-one live lessons with our teachers. We also have group lessons so you can talk to other students as well. It is hard to learn English without a teacher, and even today I make mistakes as I speak or write. I have been speaking English for more than a decade, and I became an English teacher, so it is easier for me to catch my own mistake. But still, we don't want those mistakes to turn into habits. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to follow us from our other social media. You can follow us from TikTok, Instagram. You can follow us pretty much everywhere, actually. I hope it was useful for you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.